If you watched the movie on sharing a workbook, you saw how you could allow other people to make changes to a workbook that you currently have open. And that's great, but what if you want to be able to see those changes before you allow them? Sort of like moderating the workbook and saying, yes, I'll accept this change, but I won't accept that change. Well, that's what the Track Changes feature is all about. So let's go to the Review tab over here. And in the upper right corner in the ribbon bar, choose Protect and Share. And we want to enable this box to share with Track Changes. And I'm not going to put in a password, but something you should know. If you do put in a password, then the people you're sharing it with will not be able to turn the Track Changes feature off. Well, maybe that's what you want. I'm simply going to click OK, and then click OK to confirm. Now you can see up here in the title bar, it says that we are in shared mode. Well, I'll change a few numbers. I'll take this 2950, let's make that an even 3000. And let's take that 4502, let's make that an even 4500. And maybe I'll take this 1099, I'll make it 1200. Okay, so now we have 3 changes. Now, what we want to do is we want to see what changes have been made. Now, keep in mind, the changes we're going to see, they could have been made by anyone who had this workbook open, not just by you. Not only that, but these changes could have been made at any time, not just when you're sitting there with a file open. So what we want to do here is we're still on the Review tab, click Track Changes, and then choose Highlight Changes. Let's move this out of the way. And we can see changes since the last time we saved, and everyone, not just you, and we want to highlight the changes on the screen. Click OK. And now it highlights those cells that were changed. And you can roll over them, and kind of like comments, it'll tell you exactly what was changed. Now, here's the part about whether we want to accept the changes or not. So maybe click somewhere on the top of the worksheet and click Track Changes. And we want to accept or reject changes. It's going to save the workbook. Click OK. Click OK. And now we can find, here's the first change. We've got the marching ants. We can accept or reject. I'll click Accept, and it goes to the next one. Now, if you have a lot of them and you decide that, well, you want to take all of the changes, you can accept all of them. Or if you don't like any of the changes, you can reject all of them. Well, I accepted the last one. I'm going to reject this one, and now I'm going to accept all the rest of them. Now, once we're done, we want to take control of the workbook back to ourselves and not let other people edit the workbook. So let's go over here and unprotect shared workbook. And now we want to unshare the workbook. So click Share Workbook, deselect that, click OK, click Yes to confirm, and now it's no longer shared. So this type of sharing I showed you is made for sharing in real time on your local internal network. If you have a lot of people who need access to this workbook, it's something you might want to consider.